Humans have spent thousands of years asking the same question: how much is enough? We pour decades into accumulating wealth, status, and security, yet the moment we grasp the goal, the achievement feels hollow. Take the farmer from the old fables, worn down by years of failing crops and debt. He walks into his barn to find a single, solid gold egg resting in the hay. The sudden, impossible miracle provides a rush of relief that feels like salvation. In 2026, tech CEO Jung Woo-jin sits in a dark office. He checks a term sheet valuing his platform at $120 million. As the screen illuminates his face, he experiences the same breathless surge of joy the farmer felt in the straw. We pray for one massive, life-altering stroke of luck. The focus on a monumental payout obscures the quiet, reliable mechanisms that actually sustain us. 6 months later, the farmer walks into the barn, grabs a heavy gold egg, and shoves it into his pocket without a second thought.
He mutters about how it's only one today. The miracle has become a boring, frustrating baseline. Jung Woo-jin hits the same wall. He sits at his dining table with his family, but he is mentally miles away. He stays glued to his phone, negotiating a higher valuation while his wife and daughter eat in silence. This is hedonic adaptation. When we achieve a major goal, our dopamine spikes, but the brain quickly normalizes that new level of success, returning our psychological state to a flat baseline. We adapt so fast that millions soon feel like the bare minimum. The thrill of the win evaporates. When gratitude vanishes, a suffocating paranoia takes its place. Once we taste abundance, we fixate on the possibility of losing it. Paranoia drives us to calculate. We see a farmer hunched over an abacus, a modern CEO drafting equity charts, and a biblical landowner sketching blueprints for larger barns. We are biologically wired to ignore the resources securely in our grasp and fixate on the gaps in our inventory. This forces us into a loop of measuring our deficits against everyone else's surplus. In the early 20th century, inside the thatched roof villages of Korea, a group of Zen monks operated from a different psychological baseline. Monk Su-wol spent his nights weaving straw shoes. Before dawn, he walked mountain passes, leaving the shoes and rice balls on tree branches for fleeing refugees. He never waited to see who took them. By systematically releasing what he produced, he eliminated the anxiety of hoarding. Monk Hye-wol viewed trade as a gain for the foundation. He cleared rocky, useless terrain into 3 plots of arable land, adding to the nation's total acreage, even though he traded away 5 existing plots to do it. He expanded the capacity to grow, rather than squeezing for an immediate payout. The ambitious obsess over the results on the ledger. The wise focus entirely on cultivating the system that produces those results. The farmer's calculations push him into a corner. He stares at his goose, imagining the hoard of gold locked inside its belly. Logic collapses, leaving only an urgent need to take it all at once. He steps into the yard with a heavy knife. There is no chase. The goose sits calmly, trusting the hands that have fed it. Jung Woo-jin acts out the modern equivalent. He slashes operational margins, ignores his own failing heart, and grinds his team into burnout. He fractures his physical and professional limits to extract a few extra points of valuation. The phrase, "just a little more," justifies the destruction of long-term stability for short-term gain. The sun rises on an empty courtyard. There is blood on the dirt, a dead bird, and no gold. In a single strike, the farmer has destroyed his future mornings. Jung wakes up to the beep of an ICU monitor. He sees his wife and daughter through the glass, but he feels an immediate terror about what he will tell his investors on Monday. Stephen Covey's framework identifies the mechanics of this collapse. Prioritizing immediate output over the capability to produce that output guarantees the system will eventually fail. Today, the destruction happens slowly. We kill our golden geese through persistent daily neglect. We sacrifice our health for late-night emails. We let family relationships wither to hit quotas. We burn out the loyal employees holding our companies together. Those are our geese,
and they are starving. In 1951, military forces ordered a mountain temple evacuated and burned to deny the enemy cover. Monk Hanum made a choice to protect the foundation. He sat in the main hall and told the officers they would have to burn him with the wood. His resolve forced a compromise. The soldiers only burned the courtyard doors. Because this one man protected the system, the temple complex stands today. Jung Woo-jin is back in his living room. His laptop is closed. He watches his daughter finish her homework. His company is smaller, and the IPO never happened. But his victory is that his heart failed early enough to stop his hand. He dropped the knife before he finished gutting his own life. Sustainable success rests on a daily commitment to the system that produces. That system is the goose, and it is waiting for your attention in the place you are most likely to overlook. Identify the goose you are currently raising.